Hello and welcome to TFA Analysis. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.
Saturday, 9th of April 2022, the March session of Parliament for the 2022 legislative year has ended with 8 bills adopted. Focus on the bill.
These are the senators and the parliamentarians of Cameroon. If you look critically, you discover that these people, they are above 60, all of them. And I am worried about what is happening, that people of this age are still afraid of other human beings. That you people of this age, 60 and above, some there are 88 years old, and some 82, some 70, 80s. But yet they are still afraid of a particular person, a human being like them. The first parliamentary session for the 2022, year 2022 has just ended. And they have adopted 8 bills. They went through 8 without talking about the Anglophone crisis. And this thing started since 2016. And all Cameroonians have been calling on the National Assembly to talk or to say something concerning the Anglophone crisis. But this 2022, when things keep on moving from worst to worst, they still remain quiet. Because they are afraid of one man, that is the President of the Republic of Cameroon. They all, as you are seeing them there in the National Assembly, they have a lot to say about the Anglophone crisis. But they cannot say it because they have brightened, their mouths have been filled with money, and they can no longer talk. They can no longer represent the people who elected them to represent them because of President Biya. They have a lot, and when they are coming like this to sit during the ordinary session, it's just coming to sit for formality, because what they have to discuss or what decision they have to take has been taken already at the presidency. And the president is the one telling them, you, honorable this, you, senator this, your own participation during this session is just to clap. And his own there will just be clapping. And there are many of them, they are there just for clapping. That is their own instruction that they receive from the presidency. Some are just to argue or to stand up and say no. And then they cannot explain the reason for no, and they cannot explain the reason for yes. Some are just there just to disturb if any opposition will stand against the bills taken. And those who say something, they are there instructed by the President of the Republic of Cameroon on what to say and when to say it. So I don't know the reason why the Cameroon government, they are spending the taxpayer money on these people in which they are doing nothing. Terrible things are happening in our country, Cameroon, in which these people stand the right chance and the right place to talk about it. But all they have to say is the president, what the president has said. You look at the Senate. At the end of it, what the president of the Senate said that was call all Cameroonians to unite behind President Biya, especially during this time, during this period of crisis. They mentioned during this period of crisis, during the period of uncertainty, during this period where there is a threat to peace in Cameroon. That is what the president of the Senate, Masenya Ndifengi, talked about, ended this session with. That Cameroonians should unite behind President Biya, in which President Biya is strongly against Cameroonians. How can they unite? The Anglophone crisis has been going on for 5 years today, since 2016. The president of Cameroon spoke about it once. And the president of Cameroon have refused that the senator and the parliamentarian, the National Assembly, would not say anything about the Anglophone crisis. Knowing fully that the Anglophone crisis is a constitutional problem, the form of government, in which the National Assembly stand the right place, because they are the laws maker. It is stated in the 1996 Constitution of Cameroon, Article 14, Sub 2, that Parliament shall legislate or control government action. The government of Cameroon have taken vows and decisions which is not right for the people of Cameroon to end the Anglophone crisis militarily, in which you, the parliamentarian and the senator, have known it quite alright that this is a constitutional problem. How can you end and solve a constitutional problem, a form of government with military, with guns, with ammo camp? How can you end a constitutional problem by killing a people? How can you end the constitutional problem, a constitutional problem, by oppressing and repressing your own civilians? For 5 years today, it is a shame that the National Assembly, the lower and the upper house of Cameroon, has not offered a word and stand. Instead, they stand to fight those who say anything about, like a Weaver Joseph, who stood and say and talk about the Anglophone crisis. And he prophesied during that period, called the Cameroon government, called the National Assembly to talk about it, as the matter will go to a point where they cannot handle. And then he has reached a point where the Cameroon government cannot handle, yet the National Assembly still remains silent. How much have they given to you? I keep on asking, how much money is enough that can make you remain silent? That thousands of people have died and you cannot open your mouth and talk. How much money have they given to you that your conscience is quiet? It's not disturbing you at night. That in your quiet place, your conscience cannot say it and die. And you remain quiet. Every month, every year, you people are sitting, squandering a taxpayer money. And all you could say are things that will never come to pass. ABs have been adopted. That the public health, the public work, this one. And we are having terrible forms of such thing. The healthcare system in Cameroon is a shame. The public work in Cameroon, all is going to in the hands of foreigners like Chinans. All those you guys are training in polytechnic, they are doing nothing. And you as a parliamentarian, you as a senator cannot sit and ask questions. Where are our engineerings? Where are they that you keep on employing foreigners? Doctor, a rich person in Cameroon, minister, government, top government officials, they take their treatment out of the country. They don't go for treatment in Cameroon. Why are you people not asking questions, but you are voting abuse in this aspect? Since many of you, like the president of the National Assembly, Kabaye Yege Jibre, have been in that a position for more than 30 years, and he has been hearing every year about the railroad in the Northwest region. And every year that things have been happening and circulating, budget allocated for it, but it has never been executed. But they are inside the National Assembly. And he, the Kabaye Yoge Jibril, is to out and say, call it on the government officials and parliamentarians to look onto and to say, give better services to their people. In which you, as the National Assembly, have not adopted any better laws that can govern the country. You are coming as a president, you are coming as a senator, you are coming inside as a parliamentarian, and you have nothing to say. You got up in the morning, you dress, and you are coming to sit. Like you want to sit to adopt one, in which the agenda has been given, the decision has been taken at the presidency. Everything boiled down to President Biya, what he desired, and his government. And for all this period, Cameroon will remain the same. The Anglophone problem is what? We were suffering, yes. We were passing through, no water to drink, no electricity, no road. We were managing that. But when it concerns the lives of human beings, that they are dying every day, and you remain quiet. You remain quiet. You cannot say anything. Knowing wherefore that all these things started by the abolition of the federal system of government by the Ahmadu Ahidjo government. And President Biya came and heard the atrocity of Ahmadu Ahidjo, and now he's still manipulating you people. And all you can say is clapping. It's coming out to say we have done this and giving thanks to President Biya for such decision. You have to regulate and control the actions of the government. You as a parliamentarian, senators, you know that you, National Assembly is an arm of the government, a branch of the government, which is independent from the executives. But you people are being manipulated, controlled by the executive, and the executive say you should not talk, you remain quiet. The executive say your own part to play is clapping, you remain quiet because of the little they have given to you. And each time you threaten, you want to talk, they call you, they remind you of what you have eaten, and you remain quiet at the detriment of your people that you are representing. It is a shame to the National Assembly that more than 4,000 people have been killed in Norway and the Southwest region. That thousands of millions are living as IDP and refugees. Villages have been deserted, burnt down, and military are still carrying their operation in southern Cameroon. But you cannot say anything as a parliament representing these particular people. And then the President of the National Assembly called you guys now to go home, to go and give better services. How can you give it when your government have sent military to kill people in southern Cameroon? When your government have declared war on his own people? Where are you going with the development? For all these 5 years, where is the money that have been given to you for development in your locality? It is in your pocket. And that is what we stand by all possible means to defend the government, to fight for the government against your own people. Southern Cameroonians are suffering every day. People are dying every day. But you people who caused this particular problem cannot look into it. You call yourself a lawmaker, but you cannot take decisions. The constitution of Cameroon has been violated, violently abused by the Cameroon government. But you as a senator, a lawmaker that have to correct this, comes every year, voting abuse, adopting abuse, taking decisions that you don't know about it. You cannot even explain. They just come and tell you that this is what it has to happen. And that is all. Terrible things are happening. People are dying every day. The government keep on sending military, and you keep on supporting the government. It is wrong. And one day all of us will stand to answer before God. And the only thing I have to tell you as a parliamentarian, as a senator, is for you to answer the questions that your conscience is asking you every day. Answer those questions sincerely. Take decisions to correct the mistake that the government has. To correct the mistake that the government have done by launching and declaring war against his own people in the Northwest and the Southwest region. Take your decisions and deny the atrocity of the government, of the military in southern Cameroon. All the killings is because of them. Take your decisions and ask the government to call for ceasefire so that shooting will stop. Should withdraw the military from southern Cameroon and talk and sit on the table and look into the form of God.